Welcome back to Prime Field, your ultimate destination for in-depth analysis of rising athletic talent. I'm your host, and today we're diving into what makes Ava Heiden one of the most promising young basketball talents to watch. In the competitive landscape of women's basketball, certain players distinguish themselves not just through statistics, but through a unique combination of skills, mindset, and versatility that makes coaches and scouts take notice. Ava Heiden embodies this rare combination of qualities. Over the next few segments, we'll break down the 5 key strengths that truly set Heiden apart from her peers: her exceptional athleticism and versatility, fundamental skills that form the backbone of her game, impressive rebounding and defensive capabilities, remarkable high school achievements, and the academic excellence that rounds out her profile as a complete student athlete. What makes our analysis today particularly interesting is how these different strengths complement each other, creating a player profile that fits perfectly into the modern game, where positional flexibility and multidimensional skills are increasingly valued. Before we dive in, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay updated on all our athlete breakdowns and analysis. And for our regular viewers, your continued support allows us to bring you these in-depth profiles of tomorrow's stars. Let's start by examining perhaps Heiden's most immediately noticeable quality: her exceptional athleticism and versatility that allows her to impact the game in multiple ways. Ava Heiden's athleticism stands out immediately when you watch her play. Unlike traditional post players who might be limited to operating exclusively in the paint, Heiden represents the modern evolution of the position. What truly separates Heiden is her mobility. She runs the floor with exceptional speed for her size, often beating opposing post players down the court in transition. This creates mismatches and easy scoring opportunities, putting immense pressure on defenses that aren't prepared for a post player with her foot speed. Her finishing ability around the rim showcases both power and finesse. Heiden can absorb contact and still complete plays, but she also demonstrates touch and body control that allows her to score from different angles and through traffic. Perhaps most importantly for her long-term development, Heiden has shown consistent ability to step outside and hit mid-range jump shots. This shooting touch extends her offensive threat level and prevents defenders from simply sagging off to protect against drives or post moves. Her versatility manifests in her positional flexibility. While primarily developing as a post player, Heiden is comfortable operating on the perimeter as well. This allows coaches to utilize her in various offensive schemes, whether posting up smaller defenders, facing up against slower opponents, or even functioning as a playmaker in certain sets. This hybrid skill set makes her particularly valuable in today's basketball landscape, where positional boundaries continue to blur. A player who can operate effectively in multiple areas of the court creates defensive dilemmas and opens opportunities for teammates. As the game continues to evolve toward positionless basketball, Heiden's ability to adapt to different roles and scenarios on the court represents a significant advantage in her development trajectory. Now let's examine the fundamental skills that serve as the foundation for her versatile playing style. While athletic ability often captures immediate attention, it's Heiden's fundamental skills that truly form the backbone of her game and suggest long-term sustainability in her development. Heiden demonstrates a strong base in her post play, maintaining good balance and leverage when establishing position. Her footwork in the post is technical and precise, allowing her to create space for high percentage shots. What's particularly impressive is her patience in these situations. She doesn't rush moves or force shots, instead reading the defense and making appropriate decisions. This poise is rare for a player at her stage of development. Many young post players struggle with the timing and rhythm required for effective interior play, but Heiden shows maturity beyond her years in this aspect. She understands when to attack immediately and when to reset if the defense has successfully contained the initial action. Her passing ability from both the post and perimeter positions demonstrates court awareness that enhances offensive flow. Rather than becoming a black hole when receiving the ball, Heiden keeps the ball moving, recognizing double teams and finding open teammates. Ball handling skills further complement her offensive repertoire. While not primarily a perimeter player, she demonstrates sufficient dribbling ability to make face-up moves, or occasionally lead transitions, when opportunities present themselves. These fundamental skills contribute significantly to her implementation within team schemes and game plans. Coaches appreciate players who understand systemic basketball and can execute within structured offenses, and Heiden's fundamental soundness makes her precisely this type of reliable cog in a team's offensive and defensive machinery. What's particularly encouraging is that fundamental skills typically transfer more reliably to higher levels of competition than pure athletic advantages. As Heiden progresses to more advanced competition, these fundamentals will serve as the platform upon which further development can occur. Next, let's analyze how her athleticism and fundamentals translate to two critical areas of the game: rebounding and defense. Elite basketball programs value players who impact the game beyond scoring, and this is where Heiden's rebounding and defensive capabilities significantly enhance her profile. Heiden's rebounding technique combines fundamental positioning with athletic ability. She establishes position early, uses her body effectively to box out opponents, and then utilizes her athleticism to secure the ball at its highest point. This combination makes her a consistent rebounding threat on both ends of the floor. What's particularly valuable is her ability to convert offensive rebounds into immediate scoring opportunities. Rather than automatically kicking the ball out after offensive boards, she demonstrates the touch and body control to convert these second-chance opportunities efficiently. Defensively, Heiden's shot-blocking ability stands out immediately. Her timing and vertical reach allow her to alter or block shots without consistently fouling, a crucial distinction that keeps her on the floor in competitive situations. She understands the difference between chasing blocks and maintaining defensive integrity. Beyond the highlight reel blocks, Heiden demonstrates sound positional defense. She shows good awareness in help-side situations, rotating at appropriate times to provide rim protection without leaving her primary assignment excessively exposed. Her mobility allows effective performance in different defensive schemes. Whether in zone configurations that emphasize help responsibilities or man-to-man setups requiring more individual containment, Heiden adapts her approach appropriately. Perhaps most promising is her effectiveness defending in space. As basketball increasingly features 5-out offenses and pick-and-roll actions that force big players to defend on the perimeter, Heiden's ability to move laterally in contests without fouling represents a significant advantage over more traditional post defenders. These defensive and rebounding capabilities translate to winning basketball, even on nights when an offensive production might vary. Coaches at advanced levels particularly value this consistency on the defensive end, paired with rebounding productivity. Now let's examine how these abilities translated to measurable success during her high school career. Heiden's theoretical skills and abilities are impressive, but her high school statistical production confirms that these attributes translate to tangible on-court success. Her average of 17.2 points per game demonstrates scoring efficiency and consistency. This scoring output reflects her diverse offensive skill set. The ability to score in the post, from mid-range, and in transition creates multiple avenues to production even when defenses focus on taking away her primary options. Perhaps even more impressive is her rebounding average of 11.3 boards per game. Maintaining a double-digit rebounding average requires consistent effort, positional intelligence, and physical toughness, all attributes that coaches at higher levels prioritize. The 4.0 steals per game she averaged might be the most surprising statistic given her position. This unusual level of theft production for a post player highlights her activity level, court awareness, and hand quickness. It also suggests effectiveness in defensive schemes that require more aggressive perimeter play from all 5 positions. Her facilitation skills are evidenced by her 3.0 assists per game, an impressive figure for a primary interior player. This passing ability means she can function as an offensive hub rather than simply an endpoint, creating opportunities for teammates when defenses commit extra resources to stopping her. Finally, her 2.8 blocks per game confirm the defensive presence we discussed earlier. This consistent rim protection changes opposing offensive game plans and creates transition opportunities following block shots. The overall statistical profile reveals a truly complete player who impacts every facet of the game. What's particularly noteworthy is the balance across categories. Heiden isn't merely a specialist excelling in one area, but a comprehensive contributor whose game has no significant weaknesses. These numbers would be impressive in isolation, but become even more remarkable when considered alongside her academic achievements, which we'll examine next. Athletic talent alone represents only part of what makes a truly exceptional student-athlete, and Heiden's academic excellence completes the picture of a well-rounded individual prepared for success beyond the court. Being named Academic All-State twice demonstrates consistent excellence in the classroom alongside her athletic achievements. This recognition is typically reserved for students who maintain exceptional grade point averages while participating in varsity athletics, reflecting time management skills and intellectual discipline. College programs increasingly value this academic profile, not simply for eligibility purposes, but because academic habits often translate to basketball intelligence and ability to absorb complex systems and game plans. Players who excel in classroom settings frequently demonstrate superior retention of scouting reports, offensive sets, and defensive adjustments. For professional scouts and coaches projecting long-term development, this academic discipline suggests a player likely to maximize her potential through consistent work habits, attention to detail, and ability to implement coaching instruction. That's our breakdown for today on Prime Field. If you enjoyed this analysis, please hit that like button and share with other basketball enthusiasts. Drop a comment letting us know which rising star you'd like us to profile next,